You will encounter men who will have designs on you, my dear. Men without scruple, who will employ charm, lies, and seductive skills to ruin innocent young women for their own impure gratification. When you find yourself in the company of such a scoundrel, flee without hesitation." "But how will I know if a man is a scoundrel?" Kathleen had asked. "By the unwholesome glint in his eye and the ease of his charm. His presence may excite rather lurid sensations. Such a man has a certain something in his physical presence, a quality of animal spirits, as my mamma used to call it. Do you understand, Kathleen?" "I think so," she had said, although she hadn't at the time. Now Kathleen knew exactly what Lady Berwick had meant. The man strolling beside her possessed animal spirits in abundance. "From what I've seen so far," Devon remarked, "it would be far more sensible to set fire to this rotting heap of timber rather than to try and repair it." Kathleen's eyes widened. "Eversby Priory is historic. It's 400 years old." "So is the plumbing, I'll wager." "The plumbing is adequate," she said, defensively. One of his brows arched. "Sufficiently adequate for me to take a shower bath?" She hesitated before admitting. "You won't have a shower bath." "A regular bath, then. Lovely. What kind of modern vessel shall I find myself soaking in tonight? A rusted pail?" To Kathleen's chagrin, she felt her mouth quiver with the beginnings of a smile. She managed to batten it down before replying with great dignity, "A portable tin bath." "There are no cast-iron baths in any of the bathrooms?" "I'm afraid there are no bathrooms. The bath will be brought to your dressing room and removed after you are finished." "Is there any piped water anywhere?" "The kitchen and the stables." "But there are water closets in the house, of course." She sent him a reproving glance at the mention of such an indelicate subject. "If you're not too delicate to train horses," he pointed out, "who are generally not known for their discretion about bodily functions, surely you can bring yourself to tell me the number of water closets in the mansion." She coloured as she forced herself to reply, "None. Only chamber pots at night and an outdoor privy by day." He gave her an incredulous glance, seemingly genuinely offended by the idea. "None? At one time this was one of the most prosperous estates in England. Why the devil was the house never plumbed?" Theo said that according to his father there was no reason for it when they had so many servants. "Of course. Such a delightful activity, running up and down the stairs with heavy cans of water, not to mention chamber pots. How thankful the servants must be that no one has yet deprived them of such enjoyment." "There's no need for sarcasm," she said. "It wasn't my decision." They proceeded along a curving path bordered with yews and ornamental pear trees, while Devon continued to scowl. A pair of miscreants was how Theo had described Devon and his younger brother. "They avoid polite society and prefer to associate with people of low character," Theo had told her. "One may generally find them in East End taverns and sporting houses. Education was wasted on them. In fact, Weston left Oxford early because he didn't want to stay there without Devon." Kathleen had gathered that, although Theo had no great fondness for either of his distant cousins, he had reserved a special dislike for Devon. What a strange turn of fate, that this man would be the one to take his place. "Why did you marry Theo?" Devon startled her by asking. "Was it a love match?" She frowned slightly. "I would prefer to limit our conversation to small talk." "Small talk is a crashing bore." "Regardless, people will expect a man of your position to be accomplished at it." "Was Theo?" he asked, snidely. "Yes." Devon snorted. "I never saw him demonstrate that particular skill. Perhaps I was always too busy dodging his fists to notice." "I think it's safe to say that you and Theo didn't bring out the best in each other." "No, we were too much alike in our faults." Mockery edged his tone as he added, "And it seems I have none of his virtues." Kathleen remained silent, letting her gaze pass over a profusion of white hydrangea, geraniums, and tall stalks of red penstemon. Before her marriage, she had assumed that she knew all about Theo's faults and virtues. During